Welcome back to my school bus, which we've been working on over the course of the last 3 years. And the last few weeks, we've been really pushing on this bus to try to get it done. In today's video, we get some lower cabinets finished, we install the water system, and then get all the trim and molding kind of figured out and polyed so that we can get the rest of this build moving. Let's get into it. I just got the cabinet under the sink polyed. I took apart some of the plumbing because I just want to move it, redo it, and I want the poly behind it. So we're gonna reinstall that. We took out the tankless water heater and I'm gonna be putting in this Camplux water heater. It's a 1.3 gallon. It runs about 1400 watts. So now that we're putting the solar system in pretty soon, we're just gonna run electric and just run a little tanked, because after being in Colorado last year and using the Instant, I just found that I think I want to just go with the tanked one. It just seemed like it held more consistently, and it really is not that hard of a switch. We have a list going on here though. Finish the poly in that cabinet area. Then I'm gonna switch back over and poly this side while this side is drying to try to keep things moving. And then we're gonna install the plumbing on this side and try to get the kitchen doors, because part of the kitchen looks completely done, but then part of it is still completely open. Got all the poly on the inside of the sink cabinet. I've sanded this entire desk area and got some of the wood filler on some of the nail holes and stuff. Gotta let this sit and dry before I can do a sanding and then another poly coat on that section. I'm gonna wait until the poly's dry in the sink cabinet. So I got this big sheet of 3/4 by 4x8 sheet of birch plywood that we're gonna make into the cabinet doors. So I've gotta get this cut into a big rectangle, and then I can get the seams cut out. The idea, like I did for the upper cabinets, if you guys noticed, is I kept the grain lines. So I'm gonna look for kind of, I don't know, hopefully there's some type of a cool pattern inside of that piece of plywood. So inside the bus, we've got like this nice plywood line. So this was all one sheet that I then made into that. So the hope is that we can do something similar on that sheet, and then that will be the lower part of the kitchen, and then we can start those drawers, because it's gonna take a while to get them like perfectly squared and look nice and everything. So I figured we might as well just start while we're waiting for things to dry. Alright, all the pieces are rough milled down to the actual cabinets. I really hate doing this part because, oh, I forgot to turn the light on again. I need more extension cords. So as I was saying, I got all the cabinets kind of rough cut so that they're about the right size. They just have to be really precise. So I got them milled out, marked all the right angles and square factory edges. And then I'm gonna, make them all squared up and perfect so that they look like this. But like, right now it's just a big blank. Who knows if it's square at this point. Canvas. But while I'm letting that sit, I'm gonna move back over here, get this sanded and polyed so we can get this thing all checked off our list and dried. That's probably close to dry, so we'll check on that after. pretty much polyed. The next thing on the list is literally, I think, something I've been honestly procrastinating on behind camera, just because it's not really that hard of a thing, but it's just something that, like, the detail is so specific that I'm just frustrated by it. But I have all of the cabinet doors for the kitchen done. They just all now have to be trimmed down to, like, perfect measurements where, like, it's all gonna look right when it's installed. Like I said, definitely not looking forward to this, but I just have to get it done. So we're just gonna push through, get this section done. And if any of you are currently working on a bus build or working on a bus build in the future, you know the emotion I'm feeling right now when you're like, I know how to do this. It's not that hard, but for some reason, I can't do it. I just don't want to do it, but we're gonna have to. So here we go. You're coming along with me. 29 3/4. This is perfection.
This is prime.
Oh my gosh, no.
A-roll material.
70. What you're on the A list.
I said A-roll material.
71 and a
half. Not B-roll material.
71 and a half.
Let's do the middle.
See, it's an eighth off.
Because you're pulling it.
What are you talking about?
Okay, now.
It's on. Oh wait, fine, it's on. How did I get this all right? No, that's off.
Are you sure?
A 16th.
You gotta push the tape all the way in. Try again.
Yeah, it's a 16th. Bottom's a 16th. That means I gotta make up a 32nd. Which I know doesn't sound like a lot, everyone. I know that.
32 is a big number.
32.
32 is a big number.
32 is
That's
130.
Close to 42, which is the answer you're looking for.
No, I'm looking for 46. I'm looking for 46. Gee, I have a theory.
Uh-oh.
Send it.
Send it.
Just like that, we've got all of our lower squares cut. Still got to do the upper parts, but the scary part's mostly done. And now it's just edge banding, sanding, polying, and then making sure that that top line with the two drawers goes in perfectly straight. But that's gonna look good. That's gonna look like something. Definitely gonna look like something. Except for all the dirt marks that have to get sanded out. I got the bottom cabinets all kind of sanded. I've got a bunch of putty on them to make sure that they're all, you know, solid pieces. I've got to sand them, poly them, and then get these installed, which will then hopefully give me the pieces that are right back over there, the correct distance for the upper parts where the drawers are, and then the fake one that's below the sink. And then this project's gonna be done, and I'm never gonna look back at it again. Please be done and never look back at it again. So yeah, we're gonna get to sanding, get these things installed, and then hopefully we can start checking the kitchen off the list. Cabinet doors are polyed and just have to sit and dry at this point. While they're drying, and hopefully everything works out and they fit perfectly like we planned and everything looks great like it did before. Still really hate doing this part of the job, but it's gonna be over soon. Don't worry. I'm saying that to myself, by the way. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start looking at this water system and getting this replumbed. I gotta go find all the parts, which I got a whole bunch of them right there. Cabinet needs to get replumbed. All right, because it is hard to see inside the cabinet, I'm gonna lay it out right here. So this is the way I'm gonna plumb it up. We've got our filter, which is before the pump, then I'm putting an accumulator in, and then it's gonna go off into our cold lines out to the shower, sink, hot water heater, and so forth. But I'm just gonna plumb these up here, and then they're gonna get shoved way back in the corner. So it's gonna be way too hard for you to see it on camera probably, so I figured this might be a good explanation of kind of what's happening in the back of the cabinet, so when you're watching the B-roll. got everything mocked up the way that I want it. So like this is all kind of tied together, then this all still needs to get, you know, put together. But we've got our cold line coming up and over. There's a T right here because it goes back to the shower, then up underneath over here. There's a T right here. There's valves that go to the sink and then down into the water heater. Hot water comes out, T out to the sink, over, down, and then back out to the shower. So it's a lot cleaner, a lot nicer looking, and also just gives you more storage space because now I do still have to put a drain in for the gray tank when we put that in, but like there's space now. I should probably do the electric. So the next thing on the list that I'm gonna do is not put this all together by like crimping it. I'm gonna actually pull it out because it's all sized. I need to do the electric for the hot water heater and put a plug back here, and I'm thinking it'd be a lot easier to do before I finish tying this all together. So almost checked off the list, but you know, it feels good just to have it all mocked up and you can see what it's gonna look like. Water cabinet's 90% done. I still have to wire the water pump, put the drain valve in, but I mean, for the most part, it's done where, you know, I'm just gonna wire the water pump and then pretty much move on to getting these cabinet doors on, because I'm pretty sure they're all dry at this point. The poly's been on for probably about 2 hours, so we should be in good shape. Man, this is gonna change quick. Two more screws. Oh yeah, we'll give some guys. Oh, yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, just I need one second. One more second. Then we'll go play in the lake. All right, we got a lot of things left to finish up. In the next video, I'm gonna get all of this side completely polyed, molding in, lighting in, try to get all of the woodworking done so then we can just move on to solar system, diesel heater, and shower. But Oakley totally does not want me to work anymore. She keeps leaving the tennis ball right here, so I think it's time for us to actually go to the lake. Want to go to the lake?
Let's do it.
You don't look ready to go to the lake.
I don't want to go right now.